Tonight's talk with your host Reggie B. Come on, let's all join in. Free your voice, it's your choice, alright here. Oh, simply straight talk.
Excuse me. Angelique! I know she hear me.
Oh my gosh. I hear you come over. Sit down, the wedding is about to start.
Hey, you did like an amazing job. I mean, this is truly so elegant and classy.
Why, thank you. I told you it was going to be elegant and classy, like me.
That you are. Everybody is giving you big praises for this. I mean, just look at all of the...
Shh. Nayeli is about to sing the bridal song. Oh, the lyrics are so deep and meaningful. You have to hear this song.
Okay, you know what? Now you got me excited to hear this song.
Trust me, it's a beautiful song.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Do you think it's wrong for a man to expect a woman to pay for a date sometime?
What?
Do you think it's wrong for a man to expect a woman to pay for a date sometime?
It depends on the couple. Look, we can talk about this later.
Okay, my bad. Wrong time, but this is a beautiful song.
I know. Let's just listen, please.
No problem. So what do you mean when you say it depends on the couple exactly? Because you pay sometimes when you go out with your man.
Really? Are you seriously trying to have this conversation right now? What does my relationship have to do with you and your misguided relationships?
You know what? I can tell you getting a little frustrated. Let's just forget it and just listen to the song.
Thank you. Look, we can talk about it on the way to the reception.
Okay, I just don't get how someone wants to be so independent. Like some women want to be so independent, except when it comes to going out a date and paying for a meal.
If you say one more word, I'm gonna bop you right here in front of everybody.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just think you did a fantastic job, and this really is a beautiful song. I'm listening.
Yes, and I wish I could hear it.
Maybe you can have her sing at my wedding one day. Or better yet, just get Kool Mo D to perform his song, They Want Money.
Okay, that's it. Get up.
Huh?
I said get up. Come outside.
Why?
Come over here.
Okay, I'm coming.
Okay, you listen, and you listen good. First off, every woman doesn't expect a man to pay on the first day. Second, you may need to make better choices regarding the women you go out with. And third, we are going back in here, and I want silence from you while she's singing. Do you understand?
Yes, I got it. No problem. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh, I missed the song. You made me miss the song. You literally talked the entire time she was performing.
To be honest, I don't know why you asked me to go step outside, because we could have just finished this conversation in the car on the way to the reception and just, we would have had time to talk, but you wanted to step out.
Are you Okay, you know what? You about to make me curse in this place.
I mean, me personally, listen, I didn't think it was a really big deal.
What? Wait a minute. You didn't think it was a big deal? You kept rambling about your dates not paying, remember? You don't think a woman should pay sometime?
I mean, if you want to be honest, I would have never walked out of in the middle of a performance, that's kind of disrespectful, but we are good. Me and you, we are good.
We good? So you standing here telling me you think we're good right now?
I mean, it don't sound like it if you say it like that.
Oh, so you're listening now. Now you listening.
Okay, maybe I've kind of worn out my welcome, so I think I'm just going to go sit down and just admire this beautiful work you did because you're such an elegant and classy woman.
Yes, please do, silently. As a matter of fact, when you breathe, breathe out your left ear, softly. Sucker, I don't want to hear anything from you right now.
Okay,
Are you breathing or talking right now?
no, man.
I didn't think so.
Welcome to the Simply Straight Talk Show with your host, Reggie, keeping it real with discussions on this thing we call life.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Simply Straight Talk Show, man. This is your host, Reggie Maddox, and man, y'all know what we're going to talk about today. We got to talk about it. We need to talk about it. We got to talk about it. We're going to talk about dating. Who should pay, the man or the woman? Now, we talking about the first date, second date, third date. Man, we're going to cover the dates because I understand that for some people, especially from the older generation, you might come to a point where you say this shouldn't even be a discussion. It's pretty plain, clear, cut, and simple. If a man and woman are going on a date, the man needs to flip the bill. It is his responsibility that when the check hits the table to drop the cash or drop the card or the coupon, But the other thing is this. In more modern day times, you have more women with an independent personality that feel like, look, I'm a woman. I don't need a man to pay for me. I don't need a man to pay my bills. I can pay for my own meal. I don't need you to do it. So now you got that attitude. And when you get that mentality, then you have a whole different outlook regarding who's going to pay. Now, some people say, well, the date is an investment. The man is investing in the woman. Okay. Now, I get what you're trying to say, but let me understand this. I just want to put this out there because I want to clear this up because this is, to me, I think, is where a lot of confusion is coming in. Because when you say that you're investing in something, that means you're expecting a return. For those of you who watch Shark Tank, the sharks invest in a business with the intention that from investing, they're going to get a return that doubles what they put in. So women, when y'all start saying that dates is a man's way of showing that he's investing in you, you do understand that investments are made with the expectation of a return. So I think y'all women need to stop using the word investment. It's a way he's investing in me. He's investing in a relationship. No. Dates are not meant to be as an investment because when you start using business terminology in a relationship status or format, you're now going to create an issue. Dates are not meant as a way of investing in somebody. Dates are a way to learn about somebody, understand about somebody, get to know somebody, to see if they have the potential, the traits, or the qualities to be the partner that you need in life to build a family, a home. You know what I'm saying? A successful life with. That's what dates are for. Okay. It is not an investment. Now, I heard one woman on YouTube now, she was saying that, when a man takes you out on a date, that's him showing what he's bringing to the table. That's him showing that he can care for you, that he has the finances to support you based on where he takes you and what y'all do on the date. Okay, so if you want to look at it that way, so if you're saying that if a man is taking you out and based on where he takes you and how much he spends, that's a representation of him being able to display how much he can afford to take care of you or feed you, then would it not be fair to say that if a man say, you know what, I think you should cook tonight? Because it's kind of sounding one-sided the way this whole thing is going. And I don't think that's the way dating was meant to be. Dating is supposed to be an opportunity for two people to talk and get to know each other. Find common ground. Things you like about each other. Things you don't like. That's what dating is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a fun time, not based on sex, but just based on the fact that you're getting to know somebody. You're learning about this person. That's what a date is supposed to be. And then at the end of the date, you determine if there's going to be a second date or if you want to continue, or if, look, hey, I don't think we'll work out as a couple, but we'll be cool as friends. So that's the thing when it comes to dating. That's my personal opinion. Now, here's the other thing. Let's talk about some things to consider in regards to dating. Now, for the first date is, people say the man should always pay on the first date. Now, me personally, if I ask a woman out, then yeah, I fully expect to pay. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, I do. I fully expect to pay. For me, a woman paying, I really don't like it. You know what I'm saying? It's not that it's not her being weak. It's just that I just feel as the man, I should do it. But that's me. Now, let me clear something up real quick. Well, I'm going to get into that a little bit later. I don't want to throw it away too soon. But here's the thing. On a first date, some people say, well, if the man asks you out, it's his responsibility to pay. Okay. Now, if the man did ask you out, should he make all of the plans and the woman be comfortable with wherever they go on the date? Because think about it now. If you're saying he asked you out on a date, you agreed to go, should he be able to make the plans for the date? Does not have to consider you, because since all of the money, he's flipping the whole bill. He's paying for the date. So whatever restaurant he chooses, whatever activity, whether it's restaurant and a dinner or dinner and a movies, or he may say, listen, let's go to a coffee shop or go to a cafe, someplace quiet where we can talk, get to know each other. Maybe we can go bowling. So if he's choosing where you go on the date, does the woman have the right to complain at the end of the date? Because what if she goes on the date and has a good time, but says, yeah, we had a great time, but, we went to a diner and then we went to bowling and then we went to a coffee cafe to talk. Or, we went to this place where we had to do painting or artwork. How they got the little couples artwork and stuff like that you do, like the little couples pottery, little things like that. Or we went to a museum, So what if you do something like that and the woman like, it was fun, I liked it, but you know what? I was kind of expecting that we was going to go to Ruth Chris, or we was going to go to, Bones. She was expecting a more high-end restaurant and this type of thing, but she didn't get that, but she had a great time. So was he wrong? That's the type of stuff you got to think about. Because I have met women that stay. Now, I have met women. I think when I was years ago, man, when I lived in Sandy Springs, I met this girl, and her rule was for us to go out, I had to take her to a place where there was a piano playing. I'm like, okay, I don't have a problem with that. But the thing is, I'm trying to get to know you. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to put guidelines on the date, then tell the man he has to pay for whatever guidelines you meet. Is that fair? Or are you trying to test him to see how much money he has? Because somebody can take you on a first date to someplace nice, but do you really want to impact somebody financially like that? Just so you can find out what you think their worth is? So on the first date, when you talk about the first date, where should the first date be? Should the first date be someplace expensive? Should it be someplace moderate? Or should it be someplace just simple? And what is the purpose of the first date? The next thing we want to talk about is 50-50. Now, a lot of people, here's where I think a lot of problems come in on first dates and also a couple dates. Because sometimes people will go out and it doesn't work out. You know what I'm saying? It might not be that the two people are disrespectful or rude. It just be that the more that they get to talk, they find out they got different values. They got different beliefs. So that's why I think that if you're trying to get to know somebody, so for the first 2 to 3 dates, maybe do go 50-50. That way, if it doesn't work out or you decide that you don't want to pursue it or the other person doesn't want to pursue it, then, neither person feel like they took a loss, really. Because the man don't feel like, man, I took her out on 4 or 5 dates and I spent all of this money and made all of these plans of things she said she wanted to do just for her to tell me that, oh, she's going back with her old boyfriend, or, oh, she's not really interested. She wants to still try to figure things out in her life. He's going to feel used. He's going to feel used, especially if somebody drops the old line of, it's not you, it's just me. You're a good person. I'm just not good for you right now. He's going to feel used. He's going to feel like, man, I've wasted this time. I wasted this money just so you can tell me you don't know who you are right now. So yeah, he's going to feel used. So that's why I can see some people saying, for the first 2 to 3 dates or whatever, let's just go 50-50. That way, if it don't work out, after the first couple of dates, I haven't invested a lot of money. You haven't invested a lot of money. And we can just both go our separate ways. Now, here's another thing about the 50-50 that I kind of do like. I like the fact that if you're going 50-50, I guarantee you that you're not going to have a lot of women, and for some women, a lot of guys that want to do 5-star high-end restaurants if they know that they're going to have to flip the bill for their part. They're not going to do it. Because nobody's going to a steakhouse and not eat steak. You know what I'm saying? Because to go to a steakhouse with some of the world-renowned best cooks and making some of the best steaks, and you're going to sit there and talk about, I'll just have a Caesar salad and water with lemon, please. No, nobody's going to do that. You want to go and get what that restaurant specializes in. So when you are going 50-50, I guarantee you're going to find a lot of people who are talking about, I want to go to this 5-star place. I want steak. I want Maine lobster. I want a whole lobster. I guarantee you they're going to start settling for things like, maybe we can go kick it at Papados. You know what I'm saying? They're going to start looking at some of those places that are a little more cost effective and places they probably should be going to in the first place, because now they're having to come out of the pocket to help cover the bill. Now, another thing, this is number 3. Now, we talked about first dates, a little generalization of who could pay. We just talked about 50-50, reason you might want to do the 50-50 deal, split the bill half and half. Now, one thing that I know people don't do when they go on dates is nobody talks about the budget, because that's a really awkward conversation. I mean, can you imagine because I can see a woman getting upset, and I would completely understand if she did get upset. If a man said, hey, listen, I really think you're very pretty, and I would really enjoy spending some time and taking you out to dinner. Would you be interested in going out? And she says, why, of course, I would love to go out with you. Cool. You know what? While we on the subject, how much are you willing to spend on the date? Because what I'm thinking about is that we can do 50-50, or, you know what I'm saying? You can bring some stuff and we can go to the movies. I'll pay for the tickets and you pay for the snacks, but it's basically 50-50, but you're having that conversation, and the conversation can be very awkward because it's sort of like, you need to get it out. You need to get it out the way. And I think a lot of people are afraid to have that conversation. They don't want to have that conversation, but having that conversation about the date, how much you're going to spend, you know what I'm saying? And having reasonable expectations. Now, some women are going to say, you know what? I think any man that does that is cheap, doesn't care, and doesn't want to be with me. Now, you might have some more intellectual women that say, you know what? Maybe he's not cheap, but the man is more financially responsible. Because when you rather date somebody or be out with somebody who is aware of what their budget is, how much they can spend, instead of being with somebody who know that their rent is due, their light is due, their car note is due, but just to try to impress you, they're going to take you out on a date, spend a little bit of their rent money, a little bit of their light money, a little bit of their car insurance money. So you thinking that this person got it going on and they living good, but the truth is they robbing Peter, Paul, Mike, John, Ann, Barbara, Chris, Mark, and Robert just to take you on a date, putting themselves in a financial hole. So they play this off for a couple months, and when you start feeling like, oh, I got this good man, he gonna take care of me, he got it going on, to find out that he's in debt. And being with you has put him in more debt. Wouldn't you rather have that one person that's just honest and like, listen, let's set a limit for how much you're going to do, what we're going to do. You know what I'm saying? Or or let me plan it. If I plan a date, this is what we're going to do. That's what I'm saying. So having the conversation is not a bad thing. And you can't prejudge somebody for being financially responsible and aware of their situation and trying to be responsible towards yours. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be a little bit more open-minded and not so critical and willing to judge people because they got a little bit of financial savvy, but you want somebody to blow the bank on you and they don't even know you. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we're going to be right back because we got more on this topic right here on the Simply Straight Talk Show because we're going to talk more and we're going to come up with some solutions for this dating thing, man. Who pays, the man or the woman?
We'll be back with your host, Reggie, on Simply Straight Talk.
Hello, Simply Straight Talk family. If you are enjoying this episode, at the end of the show, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. And why not share this with a friend? Also, visit our blog at newlifenewmind.com, where you can find additional articles on more great topics. Stay tuned. The show will continue right after this message.
Free your mind, free your voice right here on Simply Straight Talk.
Hey everybody, thank you for sticking with us, man. We are back from the break, and guess what? We about to finish up this conversation, man, because it is just too much confusion, and this has become a war between some men and some women about men not wanting to be responsible, women are being labeled as gold diggers. Now, let me be the first to say, a lot of this mentality and this, conflict between men and women regarding dating is really resulted just stuff that just built up over time. Stuff from over time. Let's just be honest. Now, women say that men go on dates because they're expecting sex on the first date. They take a woman out on a date and then they want sex after the date. Could that be because women are classifying dates as investments? Like I told you in the beginning, when a person invests in something, they are expecting a return. So if you are telling a man that a date is an investment in me, you need to clarify what his return is going to be. Now, on the other hand, let's also look at this. I recently did a show. I talked about dating, and I played a clip from a young lady who was actually telling women she was publicly telling women, you find the fattest and ugliest dude you can, and you get him to pay and take you wherever you want to go because he'll do it because he can't get anybody else. You also have another woman who's telling women that, if a man takes you out, he can't pay with a credit card. He needs to do it with cash because if he's playing with a credit card or a debit card, then basically the government is paying for the date and he's just paying the government back by using a credit card or debit card. Now, here's the thing. You got all these extra rules and these, extra ideas about dating being thrown in the mix. So naturally, if you have women being taught these things about finding fat guys and ugly guys and saying that they can't find anybody else, so they'll do whatever and pay for whatever, or telling men that if you take me out, you can't use a credit card, then are you not forcing some men to adjust their mindset and change the game themselves? If you're telling men that you have to take me out because this is an investment, because you're now putting a business classification on the date, is he not going to expect some type of return? Come on now, we got to be realistic. Now, I'm not saying that all guys are innocent, that all men have the best intention. No, because there are some men that got good intentions and there's some men that got bad intentions. But the thing about it is, we talked about the first date. If the person asks you out, who should pay, like I said, I feel like if I ask a woman out, then yes, I should pay for the date. I really do believe that. I also believe that we need to be considerate about first dates. And that goes with saying that we need to kind of be mindful of, if you are going out with somebody, what is your intent for going out with them? Because there's a big difference in I'm asking her out or she's accepting to go out with somebody because both parties feel like, they have a mutual attraction in the beginning. They're attracted to each other. And they both want to see if this is something that can build into a happy, fulfilling relationship. That's one thing. But if somebody just has the mindset of, listen, I'll go out with him for the simple fact that, yeah, I just don't feel like being by myself tonight and I can use a good meal. Or if a man is saying like, I'll go out with her, but really I ain't trying to get in no relationship. I'm just seeing if maybe we can have a little fun tonight. So both people don't have a sincere interest, but when those two types of people, if those two type of meet each other and just like she wanted to get out because she just wanted to have fun and maybe get a little extra something, and he just want to have fun, get a little extra something, that might be a match for the night. But if you're talking about one person who's out there saying that I just want to meet somebody that I can get to know and build a true relationship with, and they meet somebody who just want to have fun and do a little naughty stuff, it's going to cause a conflict. That person who who thought she was meeting somebody for, to kind of get to know and see where things go, is going to end up with somebody and probably end up having a bad taste in her mouth or his mouth because they're going to feel like this person was just out for one thing, sex, money, or take advantage of them because they went out with them. So you also got to look at the fact, too, that sometimes egos come into play. And we live in a society right now where egos are out of this world. I never in my life experienced so many egotistical people in my life. That's unjustified. But it just seems like there's so many people right now that are just high up on their ego, because you do have to consider, like, some men don't feel good having a woman pay. Sometimes you got your more traditional men who feel like, listen, I'm the man, I should pay. But some of the modern day women are like, listen, I got my own job. I got my own money. I don't need you to pay. And sometimes if a man says, listen, I got, I take care of you. I'm going to take care of the bill. When he says take care becomes a trigger word for some women. It's like, what you mean take care of me? No, like, I can take care of the bill. I can take care of my own bill. And it gets into that when that's totally not what was being said. But you got those trigger words today because you do have the egos versus the traditional people versus the modern day people. So you got three different types of conflicts coming in on what's just supposed to be a simple date of going out and getting to know somebody, hanging out with somebody, talking, laughing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier in the show, a date is just about finding common ground to determine if you can build a friendship or if you can build a romantic relationship that's something that's successful and fulfilling. But people have totally taken this into a whole nother realm that's simply gone crazy. Personally, I feel like this. Your first date, make it 50-50. If it's somebody that you just met, it's your first time, and y'all agree to go out, just go 50-50. That way, if the date don't work out, you don't have an attitude from him. You don't have an attitude from her. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't talk, you don't talk anymore. But at least neither party feels like, they overinvested in something. Okay? Now, if you don't want to do the 50-50 thing, and if you're sincerely trying to get to know each other, then you know what? Go someplace where you can actually talk. Make the first hour of the date. The first hour. Let it be at a coffee shop. Have a cold coffee, hot coffee, a soda, and a little dessert or some light snack. Just something so you can sit there and talk. Because the point of the date is getting to know each other. Because let me tell you something. You'll be surprised how many people go on dates, right? They might go out, say, hey, you know what? We're going to go out and grab something to eat. Then they're going to go to the club. They go out, they grab something to eat. They might be on their phone. Some friends might be with them. They're talking. Then they go to the club. Then when they really get to the point in the relationship where they have to actually sit down face to face and talk, they realize they don't have crap in common. Because a lot of people don't know how to date. People don't know how to date. People think dating is just going out and doing the things that's just fun and laughing and kicking it. Yes, that's nice. But people lose the communication and the fact of getting to know each other. So that's why if you take more time in your first couple dates to do activities that allow you to engage each other, hear each other, and communicate with each other, then you can start building as you go down the road. Now, I know some people mad right now say, no, ain't no way a man should never be going 50-50, da-da-da-da-da. You know what? It's not about 50-50. It's what's your end game. Now, if you one of these brothers and you just out there trying to get a woman because you trying to, do whatever outside of really getting to know her, go on flip the bill, cuz. Flip the bill, take her wherever she want to go. Because impressing somebody shouldn't solely be based on where you taking them on the date. Taking somebody to an expensive restaurant doesn't mean I fail to see how that correlates into impressing somebody. I really don't. I just truly don't get it. Like how do you say that you're impressing somebody by taking them to a fancy? How are you, put it like this. How are you impressed because somebody takes you to a restaurant that's considered fancy or a place that's considered fancy? You see what I'm saying? Shouldn't you be more impressed with the intellectual communication style, the way the person dressed, they carry themselves, how they communicate with others, how they act out on the date? A knowledgeable person. So that's why it kind of gets me when people say that, a date based on where you go and how much a man spends shows their true investment and how much they care about you. 'Cause it just kind of makes me wonder, because then I'm kind of like, so if you saying that, then why can't a man say, okay, on the first date, I'll pay. We'll go out, we'll eat on the first date. On the second date, we're going to your house and you cooking. You need to show me you can cook. And I'm not talking about nothing from a box. You need to cook from scratch. I need to know you can cook. A meal. Not a sandwich, a meal. I need to know you can cook in the kitchen. Put your foot in it. Okay? Hey, listen, we're going to be right back with the final thoughts of today's show. Dates. Who should pay, the man or the woman? Let's sum this up.
You're listening to Simply Straight Talk.
RMVI gene, here to take you on another level and new horizons. See clear, no visine. Motivational talk, the most positive that I've seen. Simple straight talking, living in prayer. Talking about Christ, spreading love in here. Let's take you on a journey, let's vibe and learn. Cause life is a highway full of twists and turns. Let's go. Yeah, a speaker and a writer, a vessel for a message. Let him revitalize you. It's time to tune in, this here's so fire. Empower your voice to inspire. Yeah, RMVI gene.
listening to the Simply Straight Talk Show, bringing you the best conversation on your morning, afternoon, and primetime drive.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the final thoughts of today's show. And man, today, we have been talking about dates. Who pays, the man or the woman? First, let me say this. We had a lot of fun with this topic, but I want to say that it really depends on the individuals and the individuals once they become a couple. Basically, I honestly feel like this is a conversation that two people need to have. You know, I know it might seem uncomfortable, but before the first date actually takes place and you go on the date, just kind of work out, just kind of ask the person like, hey, how do you feel? Do you feel like you're a traditional woman? Do you feel like you're a traditional man? Or, just be honest about what your intent is when you go on a date with somebody. And I think that's where a lot of the confusion and problems really come into play. Because, in a real world, in a perfect world, people would be honest about their intentions when they go on a date, what they're really expecting and what they're looking for. If you're saying, listen, I'm out here just trying to really, sow some oats and bust a few, and then that's it. Be honest about that. Hey, I'm looking for a relationship. Or like, listen, I'm not looking for anything sexual. I'm not looking for anything. I just want to have fun. I've had a stressful day and I just need to get a break and just take my mind somewhere else. So that's where I'm out right now, to escape the real world and just have fun. And in a perfect world, that is how people would handle things. People would just be upfront and honest. But because we don't have that honesty from people, we get a lot of people now that are honestly, you got some men out there that really are looking to see if they can just hit. They're just looking for something to hit. You got some women out there that's the same way now. They're just looking for something to hit. You got women out there that's just looking for a free meal. Like, listen, I think I'm an attractive woman. I'm going to find somebody to take me out tonight. Some people are just like that, but it's not everybody. It's unfortunate that when two people meet, who one is looking for a relationship and the other one's just looking for fun or whatever, then it ends up sending a negative ripple and a ripple effect that ends up just going from one person to the next. So to be honest, I personally feel that the man should pay for the date, but I don't have a problem now that I'm older. Okay. When I was younger, I was very adamant. Yes, men pay. And I do still I feel like if a man asks a woman out and she says yes, pay for the date, man. Pay for the date. But don't break the bank. You know what I'm saying? If you're truly trying to get to know her, make the date something nice, something classy. You know what I'm saying? And classy doesn't mean expensive. It means it's a place where you can talk, where you can get good coffee. You know what I'm saying? Where you got good food. There are a lot of restaurants out there that have really good food, where it's not going to cost you $100 or $200 to sit down and eat. Because the goal is to get to know each other. And I think that's the key. Women, stop saying that dates are an investment. It's not an investment. If you want to treat your male counterparts who take you on a date as investors, then get ready to pay a return, because they're going to want a return on their investment, which is their money. So we got to be more responsible towards that. Dating should be something that's fun. Even if you're not in a relationship and you're just looking to get out and see what's out there, dating should be fun, but not at the expense of playing or toying with a person's emotions. Not at the expense of trying to get what you can out of everybody. You can go on dates and be 50-50 and still have fun. That way neither person feels like they were obligated. Neither person feels like, one person invested more and they got played. If you're just looking for fun, go 50-50. If you're looking to build a relationship, then look at the man, pay for the date. And fellas, if you pay for a woman and it just didn't work out, then just let it go. Because sometimes you really do have a person that's out there that she might like you, but once she gets to know you, she's like, he's not what I thought. Because you might say some crazy stuff, or you might, lied in the phone call. Then in person, the lies are you can't keep up with the lies. So you blew it yourself. So if it doesn't work out, fellas, just pay for the date. Let it go. Roll on your way. You know what I'm saying? Be cool about it. Thank you for your time. Move on. Just be wiser. Stop telling lies. And then you won't end up probably with that situation again. But the truth is, man, dates are meant to be fun. Be honest and be open about your intent on the dates you go on. But most importantly, go ahead and have that conversation, man, and just work it out. Just be like, listen, on the first couple of dates, I like to do 50-50, or I'll pay for the dates. But fellas, if you are agreeing that you're going to pay for every date that you go on, don't go in debt. Be responsible, okay? If she wants to go someplace that you know you can't afford, brother, just be honest about it. You know what I'm saying? Because if she says no without getting to know you, then that's somebody you need to let walk. Hey, that's our time, man. I got to go. You know what I'm saying? But I hope y'all are enjoying the 2020 year. And listen, I hope that you stay safe. Your New Year's resolutions, you know what I'm saying? Make them an all-year resolution, okay? Y'all live happy, be free. I'll see you next week right here on the Simply Straight Talk Show.
That's this week's episode. Thank you for listening and being a part of the Simply Straight Talk podcast. We truly appreciate your support. Be sure to visit us at simplystraighttalk.com to join the conversation, access show notes, and discover our fantastic bonus content on Patreon. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to join us next week for another episode.